contrary, doing it different. Mubs got beat.
They lied about everything up under the sun and quote unquote in the heavens. They lied about everything. And then they went and showed you the true Holy Land. I think not. You know, they lied to you about that too, man. That's right. They lied to you about that too, man. And that's just what we about to touch on, man. We about to expose the truth, or the true location of the promised land being revealed. You know? What am I talking about? Just to catch you up, we're talking about what transpired in Exodus. What happened in Exodus? Chapter 8 and 22. Go there real quick. Let me know when you get there. So we're going to touch on chapter 8 and 22. And so we're going to touch on the children of Israel. And first we're going to find out their starting point, where they were. It says in 8 and 22, and he says, and I will sever in that day the land of Goshen. So the children of Israel was in the land of Goshen. He said, in which my people dwell, that no swarms of flies shall be there, to the end thou mayest know that I am Yahweh in the midst of the earth. So you see right here, situated in the map, where the land of Goshen is, all right? It says that these people went to the left, or they went out east towards the so-called quote-unquote Holy Land, the land of Canaan, right? But we got to cover which direction that the Israelites went to go to this promised land that was promised to them in before times, promised to their forefathers, right? So that's the main focus is you got to figure out before we get to automatically accepting that the Middle East is the Holy Land. You got to find out which direction that these brothers even went in the first place. Yeah, I said it. In the first place. Plisnates. That's what I said. So, it was recorded in the book of Josephus which direction that they went. Yeah, in the book of Josephus. If you look at the screen, it shows you right here in the second book of Josephus, in the Antiquities of the Jews. All right? the second book of the Antiquities of the Jews, chapter 15, verse 1, it starts off saying, it says, so the Hebrews went out of Egypt while the Egyptians wept and repent that they had treated them so hardly. Now, they took their journey. I messed up that word, journey. By Letopolis or Letopolis. They don't show you on the maps right here when they are depicting the children of Israel. You look on the map one right here on to the left, they show you Goshen. They show you Pithom. They show you Ramesses. These two chief cities that the Israelites supposed to have built, right? And then they show you right there them dwelling in a land in between Ramesses and Pithom, which is Goshen, right? But do you see Letopolis anywhere on this map? And because they're a liar, the devil is a lie. They don't want to show you what is Letopolis, because this was recorded right there in the book of Josephus, that Letopolis, a place at the time deserted, but where Babylon was built afterwards. So they came through, they built another Babylon afterwards. That lets you know that Babylon didn't have a Middle Eastern location, a geographical location. It wasn't a Middle Eastern geographical location. This was Babylon, even quoted by Josephus. Babylon was built after the Messiah, you know what I mean, in Africa. So that was a thing that was going down in those times. They would call any type of city Babylon. Depends on what was going down there and who was naming it. If he was into that Babylonian situation or into Babylonian styles, he would name the city Babylon. They had some slaves that came and brought from Babylon to go work in Egypt, and them niggas ended up uprising, kicking ass, and then moving down the Nile and setting up shop, making a peace treaty with Egypt after they kicked Egypt's ass, making a peace treaty with Egypt, and then they made a city and they called it Babylon. That happened in like 325 BC, 325 years before the Messiah. Right? Now, just keep this. He said Letopolis. I'm going to show you a map right here that shows you Letopolis. Look right there to the left. Y'all see where Letopolis? Now keep in mind where you saw Goshen at. I'm going to back it up. Goshen. Right? You see Goshen? Now you see Letopolis circled right there with a number 2 next to it. Right? So the Israelites, it says right here now, so the Hebrews went out of Egypt while the Egyptians wept and repented that they had treated them so hardly. Now they took their journey by Letopolis. If they took their journey by Letopolis, then that means that these brothers dwelt south, not east. They went in the south direction. The direction that was traveled was south. That's how they ended up robbing the Egyptians. They went through the whole mix. Because if they would have just skedaddled straight out from where they say from Goshen went straight to the left, they only encountered like what, 1 or 2 cities. But by this way, they encountered 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know what I mean? Cities on the way out. Right? It says that these brothers went through Letopolis. Letopolis is right there on the map. Let me see if I can. You see that? Letopolis? I didn't make that map. That's just what it says. These brothers went south. Peep this.
Inferno, you spazzing.
Is that Letopolis? Is that the direction of Letopolis? Why Why are they telling us that the Israelites went this way? When Josephus recorded it that they went to Letopolis, south. Well, let's keep on going. We're gonna go to Genesis. Go to Genesis 10 and 8, and we're gonna see why the Israelites went south. It's because they knew about their forefather Abraham's promise. Yeah, I said it. They knew about their forefather Abraham's promise and of the land there. That's why they left. Watch this. And Cush begat Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth. He was a mighty hunter. Now we about to see which direction that he went. Watch this. He was a mighty hunter before Yahweh. Wherefore it said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before Yahweh. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, and Erech, and Akkad, and Calneh, in the land of Shinar, or according to the LXX, or that's the Septuagint. Even in Septuagint, it's spelled as Shinar. Shinar is Shinar. All right. You see that Shinar right there? You don't see what I'm saying? There it is. Boom, there it is. What river is that on? What is the land of Shinar at? It's off the Nile River, not off of over there in Mesopotamian Empire that they call in Babylon over there. Right? That's Shinar. All right. Look at the left corner, at the top. That's the area that they're talking about. You see that square, that blue square? Yeah. That's the area in Africa. And does that look like the Middle East to you? The land of Shinar in a 1755 it's Hostel for White and Bolton map. It's trying to pick some wall out there in Africa, but little do you know, lo and behold, it was recorded already back in them days that the land of Shinar was off the Nile, where the Nile splits, where two rivers are, and it's like, oh yeah, well what? Yeah, I said it. Go to the fucking word Shinar or Shinar. Look what it's called in the blue letter. Shinar, country of two rivers. What? Country of two rivers? The White River and the Nile River. You see that? It says Shinar. Check it out. Probably a foreign derivation. Shinar. A plain in Babylonia. Doesn't that look like a plain? Because they have mountains. If you look down to the right here, the right corner, they showing you the depiction of mountains. You see that? At the bottom right corner, you see them little mountains where it says church, or the three churches, the three congregations, Amba, Salam, or Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. Look at there at the top. And right there, by where it says Mazaga, Hallelujah, or Hallelujah. These are biblical references in a map that these explorers and these map makers, these European map makers, was recording and marking down back in the 1700s. These people knew where the land of the Israelites actually was, and they knew the route that the Israelites went. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show another video one of these days and show you that even the land that these people were claiming as the Holy Land over there, in that land over there in the Middle East, that was actually the second option. They had another option. They were going to go to Uganda first. They put in a lot of work into Uganda. They were going to consider Uganda and call that the Holy Land. And the Jews were going to say that they actually come from there. Yeah. They ended up making some deals with the Arabs. Because that was the reason why they wasn't trying to go up there in the first place. They didn't cause no strife with the Arabs when it came down to the oil business. So what they did is they ended up settling for that small little spot. That's as big as New Jersey. What? You think the Most High promised us all the 12 tribes, millions of people supposed to be the sands of the sea, the property of New Jersey, while people in Africa got all of what Africa's known to have? And we got like the spot of New Jersey. I don't care what you put in it. We got the spot of New Jersey. That's BS, man. That ain't true. The devil is a lie. They're liars. It says right here that Babylon, where
Swiss
Abraham.
Frankie.
Let's get there. Where Abraham was known to actually came from. The area of Babylon, Chaldea, all that's called Babylon. All that would be situated in those plains. Now watch this. Go to Genesis 11 and 39.
Swiss Frankie on the beat.
Check this out. We're going to see the direction that Abraham went. He said, and Terah took Abraham, his son, and Lot, the sons of Haran, his son's son, and Sarai, his daughter-in-law, his son, Abram's wife. He says, and they went forth
Swiss Frankie on the beat.
from Ur of the Chaldeans to go into the land of Canaan. And they came
Swiss
unto
Frankie.
Haran and dwelt there. So they went forth first. Which direction is that? It's south. Why do I say south? Because you go to Genesis 12 and 1 now. Watch this. It says, now Yahweh has said unto Abram, get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto the land that I will show thee, and I will make
Swiss
of thee
Frankie
a great
music.
nation. So we know that he was in Babylon. Right? He's in the land of Ur, and then he ended up going to Haran, which was still in Babylon. And he says, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto the land that I will show thee. And I will make of you a great nation, and I will bless you. Then I will bless you, and make your name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless you, and curse them that curses you. And in you shall all families of the earth be blessed.
Swiss Frankie.
And Abraham, so right there, so before we go into it right now, don't get it twisted. That's what it is. Saying, yeah, well, Israelites is supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, the whole life, the world and all that. Well, you want to look at it in that part, about everybody and everything, making it everything. Yeah.
Swiss Frankie production.
That's how you. That's when it has something to do with you. Everything. And they poor people. his wife, and Lot, his brother's son, and all their sons that they had gathered, and the souls that they had gotten in Haran. They went forth to go into the land
Swiss
of
Frankie music.
and into the land of Canaan they came. So now we know that they left from Chaldea and Ur, right? And they were going some direction, and whatever direction that they went, they ended up in Canaan, correct? Now let's go further. He says, and Abram passed through the land unto the place of Second, unto the plain of oak grove of Morah, to the plain of Moreh, or oak grove of Moreh, because you go into the Geneva Bible in 1560, it says oak grove. You go into the Matthew's Bible of 1537, it says oak grove. And you go into the Wycliffe Bible, it came out in 1388, and it still says oak grove. So this whole talking about the plain of Moreh, trying to get you to situate this place over there in the Middle East, because they're trying to emphasize barrenness or nothingness, plain, flat, nothing. You know what I'm saying? So you can equate your brain to this barren spot and say like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. No. They wasn't talking about that. They were talking about oak grove. And I know what an oak is. Oak comes from very big, luscious trees. Very big, very, 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 very big. Very, very green. Super huge. Like you see over here, right there on that map. See how it gets all green over there? Looks like there might be some oaks around over there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about all that other stuff they talk about oaks, trees over there. It's not even geographically possible, because that whole area right there is not situated the correct way for it to even have the nothing but the land. Nothing but the environment that it has right now. Is basically what I'm saying is, you see what you get. You get what you see right there. When you're looking at the Middle East and the Saharan desert and all that is seeing what you see. You getting what you see. It is what it is. But you look down right there and you see oak groves. But hey, I'm not adding that to it. Let's just keep on reading. We're gonna see what direction they're going. What you gotta do is keep reading. Look, he says, and Yahweh appeared unto Abraham and said, unto thy seed will I give this land, and there builded he an altar unto Yahweh who appeared unto him. So right here, wherever he was at, not only did he have an abundance of stones to build an altar, right? Because you can't make no altar out of freaking sand, right? And wherever he's at, it was oak groves where he was at, or oak forest, gang of oak trees, right? And then he said, that place where I'm giving you, where you got stones and big trees, because later on in the movie, yeah, I said it, the movie. Later on in the movie, they end up making temples and tents, and they were gathering sticks on the Sabbath, and they were doing all these things. Like, you get what I'm saying? They were building big fires, but they were cooking mass amounts of animals. You can't do that in a desert. Those resources doesn't give you. The desert doesn't actually offer you those amount of resources to you for you to be able to do that. But over here, these people build these things. Watch this. He said he built him an altar unto Yahweh who appeared unto him. Right? And he said, I'm gonna give you the land wherever there's trees is at right now. Right? He just promised him a land as soon as he got to an oak grove. Right? So wherever he was walking, there wasn't an oak grove, and then all of a sudden, bam, oak grove. Right? Because he left the plain of Shechem, or we just now showed you, that whole Babylon area. Which was in between two rivers, right? And they went down It's obviously wherever he went to a direction where there was a group of trees now, oak trees, like you see on the map. Watch this. He said, and he removed from thence unto a mountain on the east of Bethel, and pitched his tent, having Bethel on the west, and Ai on the east. And there he builded an altar unto Yahweh, and called upon the name of Yahweh. And you look in other translations too, it says it'll say that he built actually a tabernacle and an altar. Yeah, I said it. It does say that. But watch this. He says, and Abram journeyed. Look at this. And Abram journeyed, going on still toward the what? South. So when you see that word still, see how I underline the word still? That means that he was doing that beforehand also. This whole journey, when they're trying to tell you that he was going east and all this stuff, no. When Abraham started off going whatever direction that he went super south. It was a journey, not a stroll. Journey, that means it's timely. It's going to take resources. It's actually going to take knowledge. For you to go on a journey, let's take the word seriously for what the word means and the images that apply when you think of the word journey. We all know what it is. It's a long traveling. You know what I mean? You're gonna have like tools and resources of survival because you're going into a way to where you're traveling. So this dude was traveling in a great limits south. See that? So he went down from Babylon. What we showed you right there on the map. That's Babylon right there on the map where you see starts off. Boom. Came down. Built an altar. Bam. Went to the right. Built another altar. And after that, continued going south again. Yay.
That's right.
He wasn't done.
Well, boys, we hit the jackpot this
How
time.
far south? That's up. That's actually going to be up on information ahead. Either it's going to be on this video or the next one, because I'm going to split this up in two parts as you see on the title. Because this is extensive research. This ain't something that's going to take one little one sentence to prove these things. We're geographically proving the direction that these people traveled when they were promised the land in the first place from their forefathers. This has to be proven, and this has to be actually exposed, because they are teaching us that they went east when these brothers went south. Abraham went south from Babylon. And Babylon was in Africa. It was in between the Nile and the White River. In the plains. Now watch this. And there was a famine in the land. And Abram went down into Egypt to sojourn there. For the famine was grievous in the land. Now you see that word down. I underline the word down because I want you to know, don't let that word get you twisted with the word down, get you twisted with the word south. He's like, wait a minute. Because in 9, he went south. Why did he say he went? There was a famine in that land. Now, where he was at south, to where he went up. Or he ended up going down into Egypt. We know that Egypt is actually North Africa, correct? Right. So, I'm going to explain it to you. Because when you're referring to the route of the Nile River, right, or anything pertaining towards going to Egypt, or you're traveling towards the Nile, with the Nile or along the Nile, you would reference that direction of going north as down, because that is the direction that the river. Yeah, because most rivers on earth run down from mountains. always are draining into the ocean down from a mountain. The Nile River is the only river on earth that doesn't do that. It's actually like considered running backwards. So when they said they were going down into Egypt, they were talking about going down the river, not going upstream, but going downstream. Especially if you was going to use a boat, a canoe, or anything like that, or a raft, you would still know that you're traveling down the river into Egypt. Even though you can. And they'd be like, well, how would you know that up is up and that down is down? It's like because it says the Most High says that He references from the sun that shines into the east and sets into the west. Like so, there you go. It lets you know that the east still is where the sun is shining, and the west is where it sets. So the north, obviously, is still north, according to what the Most High has established in the scriptures, and according to what we all commonly know. We can still know about south is still south, north is still north. So when Abraham went south, they put that word in there to let you know, so you don't get confused when you see the word down in Egypt when they're using Egyptian type phrasing or Nile type phrasing, Nile River phrasing. You know what I mean? When they're speaking about the direction of the travel of that river.
That's right.
So he went down into Egypt to sojourn there because the famine was grievous in the land. Now go to Genesis 13. Okay, hold on. Before we go to Genesis 13:1, just stay right there at Genesis 12 and 10. I think that's to show you. You see how you see that? Upper and lower Egypt. Nile River traveling north. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just so you know. This is the reason why they use those phrases. That's why when it says that he went down into Egypt, he went north. To sojourn there because the famine in the land was great. You go over there to the Nile Delta, whatever that part is right there, the Delta. You see that? Where all the rivers are split, all that place is greened out. Because it's moist. You got a lot of rivers branching off where in that area over there, you can get something going on. As long as that river is running, you're good. You got air quality, you got soil quality. You know what I mean? That spot right there is good. That's why the Israelites were there. That's what Pharaoh said that he gave us the best of the land of Egypt. He gave Jacob and all his descendants the best of the land. So that's why we were in Goshen. Because it's green over there. That's right. So that's where Abraham went back up to. Went back up to the same spot where he was kicking it. You know what I'm saying? The Israelites and Abraham went to the same area of Egypt. Because if there was a drought in the land, the only place that geographically would be able to still sustain itself would be that spot right there. If not, it would be the last one that can do it. You know? They would be the last one still actually holding in there. Everybody else would be dried up. Watch this. Now go to Genesis 13:1. And let's cover more about this. He said, now which direction that he went back to the promised land. Abraham went up out of Egypt. Why it says up out of Egypt now? He's going up the river. You get it? And Abraham went up out of Egypt. Yeah, I didn't add that word up in there. I just blew the word up. Yeah, I said it. Just blew the word up. Out of Egypt. He and his wife. To go up out of Egypt is not traveling north. To go up out of Egypt is to be traveling along the Nile River. Watch this. And Abraham went up out of Egypt, and he and his wife, and all that he had, and Lot with him, into the south coast. Why? Because that's how far Abraham went. When I said how far did he go? We're going to see up in the information ahead. He went to the south coast. He went all the way down. When the Most High told him to journey the land and spend the land, go all the way north. I mean, go north, south, east, and west. Yeah, he was all the way north. So he told him to spend all of this. Now he said, this is all you. And he told him that after Abraham left. But we're going to cover that. Watch this. He said, after Lot left. Because we'll just cover it. He said, and Abram went up out of Egypt, he and his wife, and all that he had, and Lot with him unto the south. So that lets you know that when they saying up, they're talking about south. When they saying down, they're talking about north. But the south coast, and the reason why I put the coast right there, they took that out of the scriptures. But that you go to the Latin Vulgate, which the rich white folks had. They kept that from the Israelites that they defeated, and they was in the Catholic Church studying their books secretly. You know what I mean? Straight up, and they knew it. They kept that in their minds. South Africa is these niggas shit. They had it documented. That's why you go to the Latin Vulgate, and the translation that got put into English, which is the Wycliffe Bible. You go read that. Came out in 1388. That was well-known information that when Abraham went south, he didn't just only go south. He went to the south coast from Egypt. That means right there. I'm talking about the video. I can turn the video off now. That lets you know he traveled all the way through Africa. It says right there. When anybody say, "Oh, listen," he went to the south coast, man. Latin Vulgate. Go check it out. Where case is closed. They did not go to the Middle East.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
All praise to the Most High and the Ruach HaKodesh for exposing the truth in these last days and giving it to the meek and humble, to us, and not exposing this to the wise and the prudent, because them dudes as well. All they would have did is just try to get paid off of it or something, and did something weird and corrupt with it. Real talk. Probably would have even gave it all up to themselves. Like, see how smart I am? No. You see how stupid I am? You see how much I can't even speak correctly? But I can show you the truth? Come!
That's right.
He says direction traveled south. He said, and Abram was very rich in cattle, silver and gold. So yeah, that'll let you know too. Hint, hint. The dude was traveling along the Nile River. He would not have went east into nothing land. He had animals. They try to say he went through Pithom and Sechem or something like that. Sechem, Pithom and Sechem, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then they showed you Pithom and Sechem to the east. I don't even care. I already know that he went south. The promised land was south. I don't care what you say that Pithom and Sechem was. I already proved to you that you lied about Babylon. Somebody say, oh, you can't show me that. I can show you in the 1755 map. That, yes, it was recorded and documented, and that's only one map. That's why I said I have to do this in like maybe 4 different
SinVStyle.com.
I'll show you 18 maps. That's proving that these people are alive. That not only Babylon is in Africa, but a lot of the Holy Land and a lot of the scriptural towns that's mentioned in the scriptures that pertains to the area of the Holy Land or the route of the Israelites went is situated and recorded and documented and mapped that white folks was documented from the Catholic Church in Africa. That's right. That's why I had to highlight that spot right there. Abraham was rich in gold. Repeat this. He said, and he went on his journey from the south even to Bethel. unto the place where his tent. You see that? You see tent? That's why it says, you go in other scriptures, or you can look it up in the Hebrew, it says tabernacle. He built a tabernacle there. So wherever he went, there was wood to prop up a tabernacle. You see this? So wherever he went south, and then after he goes south, he goes east to the same spot that he went again. Don't this same map look familiar? The same direction look familiar? A couple of slides back. He said, and he went his journey from the south, even to Bethel, unto the place where his tent had been at the beginning, between Bethel and Ai. Not where he was at with Melchizedek, but right here in Bethel and Ai. To the east, where he went from his journey south. He was on a journey south. This is all about a south mission to the south coast, according to the Latin Vulgate. Yeah, I said it. Latin Vulgate. 13 and 4. He says, unto the place at the altar. So not only did he build an altar, yes, he had a wide selection of stones. You gotta find you some flat stones too. You know what flat stone? You get flat stone, right? Bam! Other than that, man, good. No, for real, man. Hey, go have at it. More power to you. Go find you some flat stones in the desert. While you do that, I'm gonna go travel along the river. Where, you know what I mean? Where I can go get me a plethora of flat stones. Not into a desert that was riverless. What?
SenVStyle.com.
Said unto the place of the altar which he had made there at first. And there he called into the name of Yahweh. So he not only did he have an altar of stones or flat stones, he had wood to build a tabernacle.
That's right.
And Yahweh said it to Abraham. After that, Lot was separated. You see this? At 14. He said, Genesis 13.
SenVStyle.com.
Right? I just now, my bad, because I just now had to let you guys know, jump down to 13 and 14. He said, and Yahweh said unto Abraham, after that Lot was separated, because they ended up having an issue in the land. Why? Because as you see, when you go east, you see that it gets kind of dry no matter what you do from this, once you hit this oak grove area. Boom. You start traveling through this oak grove.
SenVStyle.com.
And the land is not going to be so green. You're going to start getting towards like some mountainous stuff. Still kind of green, but not so. You know what I mean? So, repeat this. He said, so after Lot had separated, because he told Lot, go ahead, and Lot went and took his journey east, or from the east, or I think he either went west, right? So Lot went one direction, and Abraham went still south. Watch this. He said, after Lot was separated from him, he lifted up his eyes and looked. He separated from him. He said, lift up now your eyes and look from the place where thou art northward and southward and eastward and westward. The same direction that Lot, one of them directions Lot went. He said, for all the land which you seize, to you will I give it. He said, you can't give up that. I already said that it's yours. You can split it with Lot if that's how you want to parlay with him, but I'm gonna let you know that your kids is about to take all this one day. He said, I will give it to you, what? And to your seed forever. So when people try to say, well, now America's the Holy Land. No, that's still the Holy Land. When some say, well, wherever you're standing at is the Holy Land. No. Right there. Forever. What does forever mean to you? Now let's go to Exodus 13 and 18. because now the children of Israel knew about that promise. That's the reason why they took their journey the same way. That was the promised land. So now we just now proved that it was south. It was all about south. It was never mentioned east as the jump start direction ever. South was always the jump start direction. And this south was a journey south. That means big mission. Right? Watch this. Go to Exodus 13 and let's go down to 18 real quick. We're gonna start this off. He says, with the Most High led the people about through the way of the wilderness of the Red Sea, and the children of Israel went up harnessed out of the land of Egypt. You know what it means by harnessed, right? You know, took care of, situated good. You know what I mean? That's how they left. They left in a cool way. When they left out of Egypt, it wasn't like, oh shit, we going straight into barren land instant. No, they went through the way of the wilderness of the Red Sea. Now watch this though. People say, well, there you is, man. You just been debunked. The Israelites went right there because there's a Red Sea right here to the far right corner. You see it? That's the Red Sea. All right? But there ain't no wilderness over there. There ain't nothing over there. Why is all of a sudden the word wilderness, when we talk about I'm going to go out into the wilderness, we're talking about going off into places where there's animals and there's plants and stuff. But all of a sudden now that definition loses its meaning when you get into the Bible. It means desert. You're like, so everything's just desert, desolations, desert, like everything's desert? Like, why? How? When they're using different words. They'll say desert when they mean desert. But when it means wilderness, it's talking about a wilderness, man.
Right. That's right.
You can't just sit here and try to take these implications and these contexts out of the definition of what these words are actually implying. Right? Watch this. Red Sea, though. Let's go look into this word red. We're going to define the word red because we got to figure out what is the Red Sea. Was the Red Sea this spot right here that you see in the far right corner? I'm going to prove that it wasn't. Yeah, I said I'm going to prove that it wasn't. Red. You go to red pertaining to that same specific scripture. Right? Right? Let me get this. Alright, watch this. Red is soft or kawaf or kawaf. Whatever. It definitely ain't Edom. Alright? Look at this. Right there at about where it says KJ translation. They use it 24 times for the word red, but you see that? They use it one time for the word weeds or flags. And watch this. Outline of the biblical usage, though. This is what it means when it's saying right here the word cough. You know what I mean? Regardless of how many times it was used. Every time that it was actually used, this is what it implies. But it's an outline of the biblical usage. Right? Look. Reed. Rush. Water plant. There ain't none of that going on in the Red Sea. That's happening on the Nile River. Now watch this. It says, probably, a strong definition, rushes, you know what I'm saying, as in rushing water. But look, probably of Egyptian origin. So when you already start to say the word probably, you know what I mean? That means that you're not trying to admit something.
Yeah.
Probably of Egyptian origin. Look at a reed, especially of papyrus. You know what they made a papyrus out of, right? Marijuana. Marijuana is known to be grows wild on the Nile. So this papyrus, which is a plant that Egypt they use made out of weed, which is today is called marijuana. But even back then, ain't nothing new under the sun. When they're talking about weed, they're talking about marijuana. Right. Ain't no reed in the Red Sea. They say, well, maybe it's talking about seaweed. Did they make papyrus out of seaweed? No, they made it out of marijuana. So shut it down. We still talking about some Egyptian stuff. That's why I said the origin of that word kabasaf is actually still talking about an Egyptian thing. And everybody know that all of Egypt thrived off of the Nile. That's what Egypt was all about. It was about the Nile. Now watch this, man.
Boy 50.
Oh, I wanted to highlight especially the papyrus. You see that? Yeah. Watch this now. He say, a rush reed seaweed. The etymology, the etymology is not known, or you're not trying to admit, and it cannot be derived from the verb. So you can't actually say that it's seaweed, reed, or rush, because you're talking about marijuana. I know, just you ain't trying to admit it. You said
that cannot be derived from that.
Yeah.
Again, we just made that up.
Yeah. He said perhaps it may be of the same origin as the Latin scriptus serpens, an old High German something, being gradually softened into, he said, even into a vowel. See the roots, especially seaweed, whence the weedy and sea Abrahamic Gulf with browns in the sea. Okay, it is also called in Egyptian something, the sea of weed.
Whoa.
You see that, man?
You're crazy, man. You're crazy for that. Still said it, though.
The sea of weed. Now go down to that B. Now this is the main thing. Oh, okay, this is what I wanted to show you. I couldn't highlight it. Go down to where you see that word B at, when it says page 1191. Watch this. It says a rush groaning in the Nile, not in the Red Sea. You see that?
That's hard.
So when it says the children went on the Red Sea, it was talking about, when it's saying red, it was talking about this reed or this weed that grows in the Nile that they use to make papyrus. That's marijuana. Facts. I just put it together with you. It just takes someone to help you and put it together. But I just put it together with their own admittances. And they're actually admitting that the word red has actually not has something to do with what they're talking about.
Yeah.
That word is just kind of just thrown in there. Literally saying, like, we are messing with you. We screwing with you when we said the word Red Sea. They are, in the scriptures, that's not what they meant. They were talking about the Nile River. That's why it's not Edom. That's why the word wasn't Edom. It was still holding on to what it was talking about a rush growing in the Nile. Ain't that crazy? Yeah. And that's another thing, you know. And if you want to look at rushing, as in rushing waters, it doesn't rush in the Red Sea. They don't have rushing waters. You know? Lakes and oceans don't rush. They wait. The Nile River rushes. It's a very strong river. Will kick your butt. Try to go whitewater rafting in there, man. You die. Watch this. Now we're gonna define sea in that specific scripture. What? Yeah, I said that. It's Yam, right? Yam is sea. All right. Look at this. At the KJ's translation. The King James translates strong. It's actually can be used. It was used as to derive the word south. I mean, to allude to the word south. It was used as south. Watch this. Go down to that F. Look at what it says. Mighty river or rush. As in the Nile. That's deep. Huh? Right. And I want to show you another thing too. Look at this. See at H, it says west or westward. Right? I'm gonna we're gonna go up real quick. Look at that. You see that? See how it says western desert? Right? And look. Watch this. Go get that map. Now, Letopolis. They went out through Letopolis, correct? Well, they went out through Letopolis. You see that? Which will situate them west of the Nile. You see that?
Yeah. Whoa.
The word sea is alluding to a direction also, which is west when you come up to when you're using specifically that word down. I'm just saying. Not saying that it always and it's just concrete, but I'm just saying you see it's strange how those two line up because in Letopolis, to go through to Letopolis, you would be on the west side of the Nile River. You know?
Othello,
Watch this.
Othello.
We'll go back and find the word. Okay. All right. Now that you know that the sea is actually used for the Nile River also, you know that these people went through the top of it, they went south. So did Abraham. His journey went all the way down to the south coast. large body of water, specifically the article, Mediterranean Sea. You know, right? And they would have sometimes a large river. The word yam is and then look, rarely, but still used, western side verb, as in you're going along the Nile. West and south, it's all in there, all in the definitions, man. So when they went to the Red Sea, they actually went through the Nile. Look at this. Go down in the north. See the word down and say a great river. That's number 2. A great river as the Nile. And they used it in the book of Isaiah 19:5. They used that same thing in the book Great River in Nahum 3:8. It's called Great Isaiah. He says, and of the arms of the Nile. So it was well known. It's very much documented now and been exposed that not only can it, but it was the Nile River that the Israelites went down. They traveled through the wilderness of the Nile. So Red Sea is the Nile River south. Stay tuned for the next week's outpost that they what is going to be the Holy Land's maps that contain the proof of these claims now. You know what I mean? Because these are not just claims, this is proof scripturally.
Swiss Frankie.
But now, we're going to have proof that even the white man documented this also in the next videos. So that's why I said it's going to be continued, because, man, we will be here all day, and I can't be out here not waking up my people.
That's
Go
right.
out there, we got to get out there and do our thing for the most high power, the servants of the creator of heaven and earth.
That's
God our
right.
Father.
Water.
Swiss Frankie
Yahweh
on the beat.
Anadai.
Dog.
Swiss Frankie.